While we were at Augusta, our best production of that first year was born 10 days after our first wedding anniversary, and that's our daughter, Nora. And she is going to come up here now and begin, I believe, the program that my kids put together. I don't know what she's going to do or say or show you, but I trust them completely because I know that they are fully aware of the meaning of the term revocable beneficiary.
Good to go. And thank you, Captain Charles, for your service to the country.
Good evening, everybody. As usual, my dad has done a fantastic job putting together a video retrospective. He told me his presentation was only going to focus on the first year of marriage, and that because he'd rather let his children go over what happened after I was born. But first, we're going to go back to the very beginning. This is my mom. Love those curls. This is a very young dad smiling for the camera. This is my dad with the creepiest Easter bunny we've ever seen. This is my mom, sweet 16. Here she is in her high school yearbook photo. This is Cadet Charles in his PMC college picture. And finally, the happy couple just married. And then, color photography was invented. No, I mean married life begins. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cover the next 49 years for you. Lucky for you, I only have 15 minutes to do it. Now, when Dad was still stationed at Fort Gordon, Georgia, Steve and I were born. This makes Steve and I the real Southerners in the family. In 1965, after Dad's time was up in the Army, he got a job working for AT&T in Washington, D.C. So we moved to a suburb nearby in Wheaton, Maryland. First, we lived in this house. And then our brother Nick was born. Needing a bigger house, we moved to here. And then our sister Lorraine was born. In 1973, Dad's job was transferred to New York City, and then later, New Jersey. I didn't pick up that picture. Not that part of New Jersey. So we moved to a small town called Basking Ridge, living in this house. And in 1994, Dad was transferred to the great city of Atlanta. So my parents and Lorraine moved here. As you can see, you can get a lot more for your money in the South. It's like, what, you're not taking me with you? This was a big draw for them because it really wasn't easy for them to leave their home of 20 years. And I remember my dad being particularly hesitant about moving back to Georgia because he had bad memories of those big roaches, or I guess they're really palmetto bugs. But of course, there are issues living in the North as well. So I kept telling my dad, well, which would you rather have, bugs or shoveling snow for the rest of your life? Wait, that's Mom shoveling the snow. Well, they chose the bugs over the snow. But believe it or not, they brought all those snow shovels with them. And our sleds. And they still have them, just in case. Our parents do have their quirks. For one, our beautiful mother would undergo a puzzling transformation every night. It looked kind of like this. Well, not to be outdone, well, first of all, I have to say, yes, we always make fun of my mother's curlers. But our dad had some strange headgear of his own. And he wore it during the day. It looked a lot like this. Our dad loves music, primarily jazz and big band, so thank God for headphones. He spent hours a day either listening to it with headphones or playing it. My dad is a very talented piano player. As he told you earlier, he was in college, he played with a jazz band. After moving to New Jersey, he joined the church folk group. And every Sunday, we the children were his roadies. We would lug microphones and recording equipment up the steps to the balcony. After moving to this area, Dad joined the Refiners Fire group here at St. Benedict's. Here they are when they were the opening act at a Christian music concert at the Gwinnett County Performing Arts Center. That's Dad doing some impersonation of the world's oldest rapper.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea, that's right. Dad has loosened up a lot since he moved to Georgia. He even joined a band called Cadillac Tattoo. Here he is with that band, letting his hair down, playing a Bob Marley song at a Jerry Garcia festival. And I didn't believe it till I saw it either.
Mr. John Charles on keyboards. John Charles.
It's pretty awesome, right? Well, we children remember the old days, back when we lived in Maryland before he owned a piano. He used something else. It was kind of a piano substitute called a melodica. This is what we were forced to listen to. Thank God that's over. Fortunately, our mother has much quieter hobbies. One of them is shopping. She can smell a bargain a mile away. You've heard of extreme couponing? Our mom invented it. She also enjoys decorating, especially at Christmas. And in fact, she made all the centerpieces for the tables tonight. But what Mom really especially loves is gardening. Her garden started out small, and they have grown considerably over the years. Isn't that a beautiful backyard? Besides raising flowers, both of my parents raised 4 stunningly beautiful children. Our clothes were another story. But despite our attire, we were one big happy family. Mom and Dad always seemed like the perfect couple. We don't really remember too many arguments or fights. Well, once in a while, there was some yelling, but it was usually directed at one of the aforementioned stunningly beautiful children. Some of our fondest memories are of our mom telling us, "I'm getting a migraine." Or, "You're acting like a bunch of wild Indians. Go outside and play." And my personal favorite, "Get your duppa over here." We've got a few people here that know what that means. For the rest of you, a duppa is Polish for, well, that. Then there were the memorable lessons in philosophy from Dad, such as, life isn't fair. He'd say, Dad, why can't I? Life isn't fair. I don't know if you can tell, but that is Steve crying at his own birthday party. He was upset because he was told to go last playing pin the tail on the donkey. But Dad, that's not fair. Dad also taught us a lot about political science. Whenever we would say, I have a right to, this is a democracy, he'd say, not in this house. It's true, we were not perfect children. We did not always do what we were told to do. I remember that day, they just did not want their pictures taken. And we didn't always show respect. But we always had love for our mom and our dad. We were very fortunate to have parents who loved us unconditionally, who taught us right from wrong, and were always supportive of us. They set an example on how to live our lives by how they treated us, each other, and other people. It's not easy for many couples to stay together for 50 years, but our parents made it look easy. What's your secret, you might ask?
Viagra. Take one tablet prior to sexual activity.
I don't want to go there. Well, that could be it. Or it could be that they just have the right chemistry. It could be that they work hard at their commitment to each other. It could be that they accept the bad with the good. Or maybe it's because they still love to dance. On behalf of all the children and grandchildren, we wish them a very happy 50th anniversary and many more anniversaries to come.